Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my nice and delicious egusi soup. So today I have all my recipe with me and we're going to be cooking this meal together. So let's enjoy this recipe together. So I have my bell peppers, I have my onion, I have my tomato, and I have my habanero. So all these I'm going to blend them in my blender together. So my peppers are well blended. You see, I blend all the veggies together. All of them are well blended. So the next thing, I'm going to start working on my beef. So I have my beef right here. The only thing I had is the onion. I cut my onion, then I had my onion. So I'm going to start adding all my seasoning. So I have all my seasoning powders and cube right here. So right here I have my my seasoning cube. I have my Goya powder. I have my turmeric powder, about teaspoon of turmeric powder. I have my ginger powder. I have about teaspoon of ginger powder. I have my black pepper. I have my garlic powder. I have about tablespoon. I have my curry powder, about a tablespoon. I have my thyme, about a tablespoon of thyme. I have my Knorr powder. I have a tablespoon of that too. So all the seasoning, I'm going to add them. They're going to go straight in our beef and I'm going to add everything together. So everything is added. The next thing, I'm going to add my water for boil. So I add my water to my beef. So I'm going to keep it covered. So I'm just going to make sure everything is well mixed together. Everything is well mixed together. Then we're going to leave it cover and let it cook for about 30 minutes and come back and see how they look like. So lastly, I go ahead and add my salt and I leave it covered. It's going to keep boiling for 30 minutes. So salt is added. So we're gonna start working our egusi soup. So I have my palm oil, I have my stock fish or smoked fish, whatever you call it. I also have my, so you can see I have my crayfish. You know, all the dry fish are already loaded in the bowl. I have my chopped onion. I'm going to be using the red onion. I have my crayfish powder. I have my melon, egusi. This is my melon right here. And I have my spinach, the chopped one. If you are in Nigeria, you can use any favorite of your veggies. You can use ugu, you can use F4, anyone, whatever I feel like you're good to go. But I'm going to be using spinach. It's just like F4, this just like the same thing. So I have my locust beans, woro, which I'm going to be using. You can use the pete, but I have the woro right here. Woro, pete, no lebari. It's okay, you're good to go. And I also have my blended peppers. So I also have all my seasoning powder. I have my Maggi crayfish. I have the Maggi star. I have my salt. I have my Knorr powder. I have my ginger powder. I have my garlic powder. I have my black pepper. You can use any favorite of your seasoning that you love, or the one that you have. It doesn't really matter. Just try to apply your seasoning powder. That is what we need. So everything, this is all what we're going to need to make our egusi soup, which is the melon egusi soup. So I'm going to go ahead and add my palm oil. When I'm adding my palm oil, sometimes I add a little bit of vegetable oil. You know, the reason why I do that is just to make the cholesterol in the palm oil, you know, just to light the oil a little bit because of the cholesterol, because the vegetable oil is cholesterol free. So you can see it's cholesterol free. So that is the reason why I love to combine both together when I'm using it. So you can see our palm oil is a little bit bleached. So I'm going to go ahead and add my onion. So I try to bleach the palm oil a little bit. So I go ahead and add my onion. Next, I'm going to add my locust bean, riro. I add my locust bean. Okay. And next thing, I have my melon right here. The only thing I did to the melon, I had some water to give like the puree form. I want it in a puree form, so I had a little bit of water. You see, now we have it in a puree form. So the next thing we're going to add our melon. I'm going to let it fry a little bit, maybe about 4 to 5 minutes. So our beef has been boiled for about 30 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead, take it out from the water and put them in the bowl. Then we're going to go back and start working on our egusi soup. So our egusi soup is ready. You can see it's a little bit fried. So when you are doing the frying, try to stir it so that they don't get burned. Because if you don't like stir, they can get burned. So the next thing I'm going to add my blended peppers, which we've already blended in our blender. I'm going to add some of it. I'm not going to use the whole thing. So that's good. So I had all my blended peppers. And we're going to add our seasoning powder or seasoning cube. So you just got to be careful when you're adding your salt, because I'm still going to use the stock, the beef stock from the beef. So, and that already has some salt already. So when you are adding your salt to your egusi soup, try to start with a little bit. Then later, if you taste the soup and you think you need a little bit more salt, then you can add more, a little bit more. But try to start with a little bit of salt so that your egusi soup don't get too salty. So take note of that, please. So I had all my seasoning powder or seasoning cube already with a little bit of salt. I start with a little bit of salt so that if I need to add more after I had my beef broth, then I can have some more. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my beef broth or beef stock, whatever you call it, is okay. So I'm gonna, while I'm adding my beef broth, I have some little onions from the broth. So I don't want them in my egusi soup. So I'm just gonna use my strainer to get rid of all those little tiny particles from the boiling. You can see what I'm talking about. I don't want them in my egusi soup. That is why I have to use my strainer when I'm doing that. So good. So we just gotta leave our egusi soup covered and let it cook for about 15 minutes. And why I come back. So before I cover the egusi soup, I'm going to add my stock meat or dry fish. I'm going to add them so that they can, because some of them they are kind of little bit hard. So we want them a little bit soft. So I'm going to go ahead and add my beef stock so that they can boil together or cook together. So I had my beef stock. The next thing, we're going to leave it covered and let it cook for about 15 minutes to 20 minutes. Then we're going to come back and add our beef, because the beef is already boiled. That is why I don't want them to go straight into the egusi, because the beef is going to be too tender. So these have been cooking for about 15 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and add my crayfish powder. And the next thing, I'm going to add my spinach. This is a frozen one. If you have the fresh one, it's good, but this one is frozen. I just rinse it with my water, so it's going to go straight. It doesn't matter, even though it's frozen, it's still going to like dissolve in the sauce, so it doesn't matter. I just rinse it. So I'm going to go ahead, add it, and mix with the egusi it doesn't matter, it's still gonna dissolve and melt in the soup. You see, they are coming out good already. So the next thing, I'm gonna check for the taste if I need to add anything, so I will know. This is good. The salt is perfect. You don't need nothing no more. So that is what I'm saying about the salt. It's good. So the next thing, I'm gonna go ahead and add my beef. If you have pomo, the cow skin, you can also add it. If you have the shaki, it's good. So whatever you choose to use, if you have chicken, you're good. Whatever protein you choose to use, it's okay. They're all gonna be perfect. So you see, so I added all my beef. The next thing, I'm just gonna cover and let it cook for about 10 minutes. Our egusi soup is ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it covered and let it cook for 10 minutes, and I will come back and show you what we get and how our egusi soup look like. So this is about 15 minutes. Our egusi soup is ready. It's ready. You can see this looks so delicious. I'm just gonna turn off my stove and we are all set. We are all set with our egusi soup. It's well ready and delicious. So this is the final look for our egusi soup. You can see. Please, if you really like this video, don't forget to give the thumbs up, and don't forget to click the notification bell so that anytime I upload my new video, you're going to be notified straight away. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more wonderful videos. Life with Arike, so that you can enjoy all my wonderful and beautiful video. Thank you for watching. Bye.